Welcome to FarmMap4D. This is part 2 of the tutorial on analysing ground cover data. In this tutorial we will be learning how to create and interpret a regional comparison report by using the cover analysis tool. This tool builds on the basic statistics tool to allow for a regional comparison between the historical ground cover values for the property or area of interest and the ground cover values for a specified reference area, which may either be a buffer area or a user-defined area. To start, select the Cover Analysis tool from the Image Analysis tab to open the tool window on the left. This window has 4 options. The layer box has seasonal fractional ground cover as its default selection. If for some reason you want to look at cover values that include from the tree canopy, select Seasonal Fractional Cover. Report Units selects the analysis unit detail from the whole property through to each paddock land type, that is confined to those types within a paddock or confined to those types within the property, or a user-defined shape. The reference area allows you to determine what your reporting unit will be compared to. Selecting user-defined allows you to compare to a drawn area of your choice. If you select buffer, you can define the surrounding area for the comparison up to 50 kilometers away. For the simple example here, we will be comparing our property to all the area within a 50 kilometer radius. Clicking Next will start the analysis. Keep in mind that this is undertaking analysis over your region for 30 years worth of historical data, both for your property and in the local region, and as such, this step may take up to several minutes. The top graph in the results screen that appears displays a relative percentile comparison between the ground cover values of the two areas. The bottom graph shows the same comparison using absolute ground cover values instead of relative values. On screen, the blue line represents the combined green and non-green ground cover values for my property. The position of the blue line on the graph will always be between 100 and 0, with the value representing how the ground cover of this property performed relative to the 50 kilometer buffer reference region. Above the 50th percentile line means it performs better than your reference region. If below the 50th percentile line, it means it performs poorer than the reference region. If we have a look at the point above the year 2008, we can see that the property had more cover than only around 45% of the surrounding area, whereas in 2006 that had been 76%. This may correspond to fire, flood, management decisions or drought. This is an example of why data needs to be interpreted with local knowledge of natural and man-made changes made for an area. For example, a fire or cultivation in one season would drastically reduce the ground cover on your property in that season, leading to underperformance. However, if a single paddock or land type is consistently underperforming, it may indicate that the stocking rate for that paddock is higher than optimal. I will now quickly demonstrate how to compare the ground cover on some of my paddocks to a user-defined area. Upon clicking the Ground Cover Analysis tool again, select Seasonal Fractional Ground Cover in the first box, select Paddock as a report unit and User-Defined as a reference area. Ignore the buffer distance. Then click Next. Draw a rectangle over the paddocks you wish to compare the user-defined area with, and then click Next. Then use the Polygon tool to draw a polygon around the area you wish to compare the paddocks to. Click OK. The analysis results appear. Once again, the top graph in the results screen displays a relative percentile comparison between the ground cover values of your paddocks the blue line representing the combined green and non-green ground cover values, and the reference area. Above the 50th percentile cover line means the paddocks have better ground cover than your reference region. If below, it means the paddocks have poorer ground cover than the reference region. The bottom graph shows the same comparison using absolute ground cover values instead of relative values. Your paddocks are represented by the blue line. Finally, to examine a smaller time frame within this window, click and drag the timeline at the top of this window to select a smaller time period. This will dynamically update the reporting tables to reflect your chosen time window. A PDF report of this analysis can be created. Or otherwise the data behind all the analysis could be downloaded to be viewed in a spreadsheet. This completes the tutorial for the cover analysis tool.